Hi there everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Prestige Liquids. My name is Andrew, and as always it is fantastic to have you here with me again on another whiskey review video. Now if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me along my journey so far, and if you're new to the channel then please make sure that you hit that bell notification and the subscription button so that you can stay up to date with all future content. Now in today's video I am going to be reviewing the latest independent bottling from Craft Works Distillery, and that's the SOB 2020, or it may not be what you're thinking, right? Yeah, that SOB actually stands for Shades of Bourbon. So I mean, just take a look at that label design. Just another cracker of a design from Crafty. That's absolutely amazing. All right, so let's pour a little bit, and then I'll give you some information. So for those of you who aren't aware, I'll say Craft Works Distillery is located in KIPPIS, New South Wales. With this particular release, this is an independent bottling, and Crafty has been, I guess, very well known for his independent bottlings that he has done so far. He has also just released his first single malt whiskey, which I hope to be able to review for you very soon. But for now, let's say I've got myself a bottle of this and I'm going to review this one. So the spirit that has been used for this comes from an undisclosed, I guess, southern New South Wales distillery. It is, also, judging by the name, the Shades of Bourbon. They are using, also Crafty has used an ex-bourbon American oak cask using his signature heavy char. So yeah, that's it. Let's get on with the review and let's see how we go. So on the nose, let's see what we get. So the first thing that you're gonna pick on the nose are like a lot of tropical fruits. So imagine things like pineapple. I think I'm getting like a touch of passion fruit, mango, apples, pears, and then after those fruit notes come through, you see there's a like a waft of vanilla that comes out. Now, considering that there has been a heavy char used on these casks, that char is not really coming through as prominently as what you may be familiar with in other like Craft Works Distillery releases. Now, speaking of, say, the other reviews that I have done as well, I'll put a link down in the description below and also an info card up above where you can have, I guess, direct access to the previous Craft Works releases that I have already done. I believe at the moment there's about eight other reviews that I have done so far, so I'm starting to get through quite a few of these now, which is really good. Alright, let's see what else we get on the nose. Okay, so I mentioned those tropical fruits. There's that touch of vanilla. It's quite spirity, and this is probably one thing that I'm not really enjoying so much about the nose on this at the moment, and that I'm picking up quite a bit of like a varnishy type note, and so far from when that hasn't always been a favorite characteristic that I have picked from other whiskies that I have tried in the past. But besides that note, everything else is really good. I'm also getting a nice amount of like burnt caramelized sugar. That's probably part of the cask influence coming through now. And just a very light hint of oak coming towards the end. Alright, actually one thing I did forget to mention as well, the ABV on this is way up, a nice 56% ABV, so we've got a nice a nice solid hit of an ABV right there. So let's see what type of punishment we can expect for the palate. So cheers. That's one thing you can always guarantee from a Craft Works release, is just an absolutely amazing mouthfeel. It's thick, it's syrupy, and spicy. Those are always some very dominant characteristics that you'll pick from a Craft Works release. Those tropical fruits again are quite prominent. Not so much for the pineapple and passion fruit, but definitely more mango. I'm also getting a lot more like lemon zest and other citric notes as well. It's quite dry, and one thing that I have to say that I'm glad that this is something that has changed. When I was first trying this yesterday from the neck pour, and I guess that's one thing that they do say is not to always judge a whiskey by the neck pour. That varnishy note that I was picking up from on the nose was a lot more prominent on the palate when I was first trying this yesterday. Thankfully, that note has now subdued quite a bit. And say when I was trying this yesterday, it really benefited from sitting, say just from pouring the glass, took a sip of it, and then I let it sit for about 20 minutes to half an hour. And then that just really allowed the spirit to open up. That varnishy note kind of vanished and was not as prominent. And then it just softened up some of the spiky, spirity edges that were going on there. The other thing that really helped as well was adding about 3 drops of water. I had probably poured maybe just... Here we go, we've got the birds going now. I had probably poured about a 30 ml pour. I added about 3 drops of water to it, and again I let it sit for about 20 minutes, and that just opened it up really, really well. That barrel char influence is definitely coming through a lot more on the palate than what it is on the nose. I'm getting some nice dry, like woody notes, a little bit of smoke, caramelized sugar. Those apples and vanilla notes are really pairing well together, really, really well. I'll say all in all, at the moment, this is a very enjoyable whiskey. I think for me at the moment, I guess in comparison to some of the other Craft Works releases that I have tried so far, this one is probably not my favorite, but it is still really good. I mean, out of 8 other reviews that I have done of Craft Works products before, to finally have one that I guess for me probably just falls a little bit short of the others is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you're not always going to be able to enjoy everything, unfortunately. But again, that's not to take away from this. This is still a very enjoyable whiskey. Now, I guess for me, one of my favorite parts of this particular release has been the finish. It's quite mellow, it's very soft, fruity, nice thick syrupy notes coming through as well. And again, it just has a nice soft lingering vanilla note that comes through. There are some other bourbon cask whiskies that I have tried before that have a very like prominent like vanilla cream note to it. This is not as dominant as some of those other flavors. Just that vanilla has just that nice amount of subtlety, mixing in with some nice caramelized sugar. The finish by far for this has been my favorite part. It is just a really, really enjoyable finish for a whiskey. But yeah. Oh damn, I might as well just finish the rest now. But yeah, I think that would be probably my biggest tip for this release. Pour yourself a decent pour, take a sip, and then let it sit for about 20 minutes. It really needs that time just to open up, and you will see how much it actually evolves. But yeah, again, that's it. I think I've got the mad bird in the background there telling me to wrap it up. So I think that's it. That's like my Oscar speech. That's it. Finish it off. So my name is Andrew. I'll see you all again on the next video. KIPPIS.